All right, boom. We back with another one. They thought it was gonna be no another one. All right, we back. Dang, I don't know where my tab at. Oh, it's right here. Right here. That was the wrong one. Yeah, I be up here making. I'm about to make it out the hood.
Pretty easy to understand, but you have to remember everything has to correlate with each other. If
Damn,
you're using a 1 hour time
what's
frame,
this?
everything under the 1 hour has to correlate with that 1 hour time frame.
I need to read.
But let's get into it. I'm not gonna take too much time on this one, but
Right now, bro, we finna watch this time frame correlation with you know. I just read a. I ain't gonna lie. I'm damn near a decent ass writer. Real shit. But today, bro, I got pizza rolls and fucking hot Cheetos. I'm eating bullshit still, but at least I'm finna drown it out with some turmeric and strawberries.
when it comes to trading on different time
I'm trying to find a pen so I can write some
frames and being able to cycle through time frames and know what to look for, what I like to do is basically mostly I mark up my charts on the 1 hour or higher. Most of the times I'm marking it up on the 1 hour, and then recently, especially with the Nasdaq and US 30, I've been looking more of like 4 hour, sometimes daily. But that 1 hour time frame is definitely going to give you a lot of clarity when it comes to finding those day trades and then getting into the trade itself that same day to be able to hold for those swings that I look for. So with this being said, the 1 hour time frame, let's say we have price selling. We want price to sell under this level. What we want to do, the only time you really need to actually look for those correlations in different time frames is on the correction and the continuation. The correction and continuation should be the only time you should scale down. So let's say if we're looking at our charts, we just woke up, we're getting ready to get on the charts. The first thing we're gonna do is go to the 1 hour time frame to mark out our levels. Our levels are very, very, very important. If we mark out our levels first, this gives a good idea of where all the buying and selling pressure is. So once you find out what the buying and selling pressure is or where it's at, then this helps you bring clarity and it helps you understand what you need to look for at these certain levels. So with that being said, if we're looking at the 1 hour level and we already have clarity that buyers are sitting at this level until price breaks here. So once price breaks here, this lets us know that there's no more buyers here, right? So if this is the case, we want to find that correction. So we want that correction to come and then the continuation to start. But when that continuation is starting to start, we're going to take this 1 hour time frame and we're going to scale down to that 15-minute time frame, right? So since we're going to scale down to that 15-minute time frame, what we're going to see right here, so once you're going to see this right here, you're going to see, I'm going to just do 1 hour time frame. And then we start to see price progress back up. And we'll be looking on the 15-minute time frame at this point, right? And you'll see price start to progress back up. And then what you want to see on the 15-minute or even the 5-minute is price fail to go higher. Once it fails to go higher, you want to start seeing it break those support levels that it had. And by this time, you should already see price well below this price level. So we're just going to draw it in the same area. You're going to start seeing price go well below that level, that level that you're looking to sell price under. And the reason why you can now take a sell is because everything correlates with each other. So this 1 hour caused the indication. It caused the new low, right? This 1 hour caused a new low, right? So since we caused the new low, this is our new low too as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and drag this across. This is our new low as well, but this is our 15-minute time frame. So let's say 15-minute TF. You can even say 5-minute TF, whichever one you can see it clearly on. right? Whichever one you can see your swings clearly on is the one that you can use, right? So with this being said, we see that price ends up failing to make a high. So this is our highest point, and then we see price make a lower high, and then a lower high again, and then we have this support right here too that it broke. So not only is price building lower highs, but it's breaking supports on the 15-minute time frame, and now it's breaking below the 1 hour time frame. So that gives us enough confluence to enter a sell trade. It gives us enough confluence to enter a sell trade when price starts breaking that level, and then we can put our stop loss here, and then we can target, oops, we can target all the way down here, right? So that's what we're looking for when it comes to trading this way. We're just waiting for that correction to happen, looking at it on the 15-minute time frame, scaling in. Well, you're already on the 15-minute time frame, but when you scale in, you want to find that same bearish structure that you had before. So you're basically looking for ICC, but on a 15-minute time frame. And if, once again, if you don't know what ICC is, go back and watch all the other videos. ICC is basically the indication, the correction, and continuation. No, it's not break and retest or supply and demand. No, I'm not trying to make it seem like this is something brand new. This is not brand new. I've just broken it down because I've been trading for 4 years, and I've found it best for me to make a 3-step process, or even 4 steps or 5 steps. But I found the less steps that I have, the easier it is for me to get into a trade and be able to profit off that trade. So once again, I'm not saying I'm a freaking philosopher. Oops, excuse me. I'm not saying I'm a philosopher. I'm just telling you this is the best way that. All right, guys. So
I know for sure I watched that video stream last time. I need to
today
watch it
we're going to
again.
talk about marking up your charts.
I
I
might just watch
normally
y'all
use the
stream
1
that
hour and
shit.
4 hour time frame, but I'm going to show you exactly how my thought process is once I go into the
So you got
charts,
3
and
indications for
overall
a
how
trade.
you can implement the same way that I mark up my charts. So with that being said, we're going to first, because I've recorded this video once and I'm not letting it screw me over this time. So with this being said, normally I look at the 1 hour time frame. So whenever I'm looking at the 1 hour time frame, the first thing I try to notice is where is current price, and then from current price, where are my highs, where are my closest highs and lows from current price. So first we're going to point out this one. So this is our current high. So right now we know this is a high, and I can already see it's a higher high. So I'm gonna just go ahead and mark higher high. And from this higher high, normally I would either go back down from where it started, because this is that level of support that we need. That level of support is where all this bullish momentum came in from. So I definitely want to know where that bullish momentum is going to come from, because let's say if we look for sales later on, this will be that first thing that we'll look for, especially for a target, because this is where that bullish momentum came from in the first place. And you can see how I have my sessions on, and you can see how London session plays a big role in trading GU, especially when you trade it in session. You can see that there's a lot of momentum and a lot of movement. So keep that noted for later on. So with this being said, from
Hold
this,
up. Damn. Damn, I should take that water.
Low. So now we have this low, this higher low actually. We have this higher low, and the reason why I say that is because you can see here was a high, and then from that high, this was our previous low, so our previous level of support. But what is very important now is that we have our higher high and our higher low, so we can confirm that this is an uptrend. And from here, we need to focus on what happens next. So after the higher high is created, we can see that price ends up selling down and creating this level of support. This level of support is still a higher low. So this higher low is higher than the previous one. And this would tell us that price is still in this downtrend. And from this level, since we have current price, it hasn't broken anything in between here. So what I would normally do is mark these up, normally with my yellow boxes. Boom. And now I would wait for price to break out either my higher low level or my higher high level. Because remember, there are sellers sitting here and then there's buyers sitting here. And with that being said, we would look for which one is going to take most control of the markets. We know that if price breaks under here, then that means there are no buyers here. And if price breaks above here, then there is no sellers here, right? So as we continue, we see that volume kicks in for London session. So now we have a low. So this London session is the indication. Normally when the indication happens during session, that session is going to push down for that day, and then the correction is going to come later on in the day. Sometimes you can catch an indication and correction on the same day. But if it doesn't happen, don't be stressed out. The next day or even out of session, it'll start to make that push back up, which is super cool. Especially on days like Mondays and Tuesdays and even Fridays, price makes that indication, and then coming into the following day, it'll make the whole move that it wants to make, or probably 2 days in advance, it'll make that final move. But with this being said, price ends up looking for a new level of support, and this level of support, bruh, the cops couldn't be any louder. But this level of support is created, and since this level of support created, we can see that buyers are sitting at this level. And since buyers are sitting at this level, this lets us know that if price falls under this level, this lets us know that there are no buyers sitting at this level anymore holding price up. But for the time being, since price is still above it, price still has the potential to buy up. And then we have this lower high as well. So I forgot to mention this. This is now our lower high because it is lower than the previous one. So as we see here, lower than the previous high. And then we have that fall. So this will make this a lower low. Right. So here, lower low. So lower high, lower low. So this determines now that price has switched from an uptrend to a downtrend. And this is what we overall want to look for. We want to look for these swing highs because they're overall going to tell us what trend we're on. And since they're following off the higher time frame, so since we're trading 1 hour, 4 hour, sometimes daily, these are normally going to hold way stronger than trading off the 5 minute, 15 minute for your structure. For your entry, 5 minute, 15 minutes is good, but for the overall structure, you want to use like 1 hour, 4 hour, or daily time frame. So here, price is still above this level. We look for a correction back up to here, right? But since price has fell short, that means that this is a good thing. So most people say, hey, price doesn't push all the way back to the previous level in some cases, and that is okay. That is honestly 100% okay.
Because listen,
because price is not always.
Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, like I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never marked on my chart. That's why I blew my fucking accounts. But I would think since it was struggling to get past this target, that it would probably shoot back up. But whole time, these should be indications of that the sellers are still in control, basically. And look how fucking small them bars is. And okay.
It's gonna do that, but this is okay because this lets you know that the sellers are getting stronger. They're not letting price have the chance to even push any higher than the previous level that it broke before. So in this case, price ends up making a level of resistance. Now, coming into this London session, this is tradable by even scaling down to that 5 minute time frame and then breaking it down from there like how we normally do. So looking at price with this resistance level, we can see that price has this resistance. Boom. A small high is broken, which is okay. It's cool. We don't really care too much about it. We can see that price ends up making a level of support. Once it makes this level of support, we can see that makes a new low, corrects, and then coming into London session back under that yellow level that I have here, we see that once we made this indication, correction, and then coming into London session, we can see that that continuation happened under this level.
I don't like the fact that his all his fucking lines is black. What the fuck? That mean he ain't really looking at the bar. He don't fuck. He don't even fuck with the candlesticks. He like them bitches don't tell me nothing for real.
So this is a possible trade. This is definitely a possible trade for the scalpers. You will put stop loss here, and then you will be targeting the levels down here. And the reason why we're targeting the levels down here, because that is overall where that low was made, and then price ended up correcting. So you can see the uptrend started. We have that. Just go ahead and mark them all, right?
Let's try something. Like, what is that fucking thing called? Trade. I forgot.
So we have that support. Once we have that support, we have a higher support. So that lets you know you have a higher low. And then we have another higher low. And then price is still pushing up, corrects, and then starts to break, higher high, support level, new resistance, comes back down, or these resistance make this level of support. So even here makes this level of support in here, and you can see it break down under this level. So these are also confirmations to let you know that price is breaking under this level, trying to sell. Here is where we see buyers kick into the market for price. Buyers kick into the market, push price up, which caused this high. But then that high fell short, and we can see the lower highs kicking in. So overall, all I'm doing is just reading the buyers and sellers, reading the levels. So overall, buyers are sitting here and sellers are sitting here to push price down. So I'm overall looking at the reaction and then playing based off that. But that's just a simple trade that you could have took throughout the whole London session. Whenever we trade this way, whenever we trade based off the higher time frame, scale down to the 5 or 15, when we do this, we are normally going to trade trends. So you can always catch yourself ending up in a trend that you can hold long term, which is what I want you guys to learn
Oh,
overall. Let me make sure. Okay, am I good? Let me,
that's what it
because
is.
bro, last time you guys wouldn't even understand. Um, okay, yeah, I'm good. Perfect. So, all I'm doing is scaling down to that 5 minute time frame. If the 1 hour is bearish, then I would go and find a bearish momentum or a bearish movement and bearish structure on that 5 minute and 15 minute time frame. So that's all we did for this London session. And then with that new low throughout the session, you can see price is going down still. So how you can do the scaling out or how to exit is normally your target will be here. So this will be your first target, and that's already a 1 to 3. And since you're aiming for that 1 to 4, 1 to 3 area, I normally go for 1 to 4s. You can, trail your stop loss after this. Me personally, I don't like trailing the stop loss, but for some of the beginners, it is good to, trail your stop loss and, learn how to take profits. But throughout that whole day, I would have probably been holding throughout the London session. So once the London session ended, which
So
is
look
right.
at this. So boom. Like I'm really shitty because I missed this downtrend and I missed the whole fucking downtrend. And I hate when shit happen like this because look at the volume. This was the 12. You think I make a correction? How the fuck you make this real small so I can see something? This October. Oh, so boom, this is a path of resistance. That's what it looked like, bruh. Look like it's gonna go up now. Cause I doubt it drop all the way down there. That's some much US 30. This is US 30 though. I'm trying to think. Cause crypto, bro. Crypto fucking up. Bitcoin is at like, what the fuck? Bitcoin is like fuck around 90,000 or 100,000. Bitcoin ain't doing what Bitcoin's supposed to be doing. But it's alright though. But yeah, if it's dropped down there, stagger. Hold up, y'all.